Exactly.
So what's this section that tells us about serious bodily harm? So can they also be brought under that?
It depends. For those who are injured, I mean, it could be part of the count. The one causing serious bodily harm, arson, then murder, and the rest of them.
From your analysis now, you cited the global scenario vis-a-vis our own local scenario here. What steps do we need to take, having found ourselves where we are now?
First of all, we should ask ourselves, other countries that were faced with such situations, what did they do? We look up to America, for instance, where they have their own issues. When there was the Oklahoma bomber, I mean, he was tried and convicted, executed. Then they had the 9/11. They started investigating the root cause. So first of all, we should find the root cause. Today is Boko Haram. Yesterday it was MENT, the Independence Day bombing. So we don't have to be sitting down and waiting for something else to happen from somewhere else, for somebody else to rise up in Lagos and bomb somewhere. We now start looking at that one. These insurgencies, why are they there? There's what you call in conflict prevention, you call it early warning. You have to have warning signals. You look at the economy, are people happy? And all these things, the political situation, some of these insurgencies as a result of political dissatisfaction by different groups. There are people sponsoring these things.
Where do you and I come in?
Where we come in now is this enlightenment, first of all. Let's start from the security agencies. You have the SSS, you have the police force, you have all sorts of them. Now, are they doing their duty? They have to deploy intelligence to look around the country to know the elements of people who are discontented with the system. There are so many people in Nigeria who are angry with the system. They look at people there who are rich out there, who are mismanaging the economy, who are corrupt, embezzling the whole money, and they are wallowing in poverty.
So all this you say is very important. All of this.
These are
the entire country.
These are people you recruit. No. These are people that you can easily recruit to sacrifice their lives. The big men don't go and die. The suicide bombers generally are not.
Yeah, but they use people like you and I, the average man on the streets. That's why I say, where do we come in?
Where we come in now is this. Is our country, is our government fulfilling the mandate under Section 14(2)(b)?
We've left everything to government all the while. That's why we are where we are, to a large extent, and I stand corrected. Other crimes don't leave it to the government. Egypt didn't leave it to the government until lately. Algeria. Look at all those countries. Where do we come? Do we have what it takes to come together and say, listen, look at the corruption on the pages of papers. Look at the World Bank report on Monday. Look at the BPE probe. Where is it? Are we asking questions? Are we doing anything? Can we go out there and stand and be counted without thinking of, wait a minute, I got a family somewhere?
No, good. Where we come in now is this. You see, when there's an act of terror, nobody's spared. It could be anybody. So we are all involved. And where we come in is the other people who have been caught over time, the inquiries we have had, what are their results? Have they been implemented? You see, if there's crisis in just today, they will set up a board of inquiry, a judicial inquiry. They will submit to the government, and nobody hears about it again.
Are we making enough noise? Are we asking for this? Because it seems to us, too, that in fairness to the government, sometimes when things happen, we make noise about it for that period, and then we all shut up about it until another thing happens like that. Then we remember about the one that happened in the past. Is that how we're meant? Is that how we're supposed to function?
It is not, but it is the economic level. When you're at the basic level, where you're looking for something to eat on a daily basis. You see, when you have all these societal problems, you should direct your attention. You're busy looking for food to eat for that day.
You don't blame. You don't blame the average.
That's why people do not sustain.
Mr. Edechime, this is very important. This you're talking. You talked about someone who is disgruntled, someone who is hungry, and you say he or she could be a tool to be used by the sponsors and say, go bomb something. Why do you say so? What is the bait and what is the catch in all of this? Why would someone use a hungry man or a disgruntled person to cause mayhem or harm?
Most of the time, people who are recruited by terrorists are people who are frustrated, who are disenchanted with the society, who are ready to give up their lives. Occasionally there are exceptions, like in the case of Abdul Muttalib, who is from a well-to-do family. But anybody could be a zealot. That one is an exception, who wanted to give his life. But all these operatives of Boko Haram, do you know them? Do they have identifiable names? They have
Some say they do within that locality, but the problem they have is they can't name them because they're not sure if they name them, they won't come after them and be protected.
But we're here talking. The point is, there's a level we will uplift the life of our people, because other terrorist groups worldwide, some of them have basic things they're agitating for. When you have the IRA, they have something they were agitating for. Even the Hezbollah in Lebanon had something they were agitating for. Let me ask you, what is Boko Haram agitating for? What do they want? The government should use the intelligence network to find out exactly why are they disgruntled.
Or they have set up a committee to that. I mean, to find out what exactly Boko Haram.
And they have the first report.
Exactly, and they already have a preliminary report.
Same
so
words.
No, they've not opened it yet.
They've not opened it. It's
And they may never open it.
Government. You think so?
Is that not intelligent enough?
Well, on the face of it, it is, but we have to go further than that. I mean, don't forget, is Boko Haram today. In the immediate past, we had ethnic militias in Nigeria. Well,
unlike what we saw in the Niger Delta and some other places, isn't this more worrisome than now? Because in the Niger Delta, we never saw maybe someone from Southwest as a member of MEND. So isn't this worrisome, getting to see someone from Southeast Nigeria with the Boko Haram sect?
You see, when you talk about people who are frustrated, who are fed up with the system, it has no ethnic limit. You don't have poor men only in the north. There are very wretched men in the west, in the east, in the north. And how do you have anarchists? There are people called anarchists in jurisprudence. Anarchists. There are people who want everything to collapse, who want to destroy the whole system so that everybody will join them in their hopeless situation. Because they are there, watching you, apparently enjoying.
Yeah, but you sound as if, yes, the people may be down, but they're not out. You sound as though they're down and out. So if they're down and out, how can they help governments then? How could they hold them and say, listen, this is our shortcoming, you have to do this, or else it will be field day for them out there?
Generally, insurgents want to be noticed. For instance, the bombing of the UN office is to gain global attention. That is even why they were bold enough to even give you the name of the suicide bomber. They wanted international